Why is it not letting go? Oh. Hi guys, I forgot to hit the video. Don't mind me. I'm just sitting here.
Here it is. Live in the flesh. There's a rule from the party where either we have to sign this ticket or we have to sing Adam Cole and the Baby's theme. So this actual ticket has been decided that I'm going to sing. So here we go. And a one, and a two, and a 1, 2, 3, go. Adam Cole and the Babies. 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 Okay, the party for life. The party for life. The party.
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a great weekend and an even better start to their week. This is THS Wrestling presents That Wrestling Show. My name is John, and I now know never to call Kendrick Lamar short. And I know that.
Or
What did I say? Did I say it wrong?
But you said never call him short. No, I'm saying or like just don't call him anything.
And I know that
play with Kendrick Lamar.
I know that I am joined by a man whose spider sense went off at 8:24 this morning. Neeson, how you doing?
I am full of all the hate that Kendrick Lamar spilled on 6 minutes of just I didn't know you were going to start me off with that, and I could get on a soapbox and just talk about how that was one of the greatest diss tracks of all time. There was no left bars undone. Is one of those like if you know, you know, and just the quadruple entendres that he was doing, and then the YN Melly line, like it's just so many just juicy bars. Yeah, I don't know, like doesn't know how to play at all. Like you just have to like, hey man, don't mess with him. Like don't even.
Why?
So yeah.
Goodness.
It says, hold on, we're having trouble streaming to YouTube. This may be a YouTube issue. We're trying to let you know. We're trying to resolve it. Please check the YouTube stream. Okay, all right.
Well, I mean, Dylan at least got a comment through, and Thomas, what's going on? Yeah, what an interesting thing to wake up to. Just
such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, my goodness.
Such a beautiful thing.
I digress. We are here to talk about the great sport of professional wrestling. And we have two topics, and I think I want to talk about the WWE draft first. I think is what I would like to do. And I don't know about you, Neeson.
I don't know about me either, by the way. But
well, that's a whole That's our other podcast or our other
Yeah.
live stream that we'll do.
What is it about Neeson?
I little lackluster for me. Now, I will say they did preface it a lot. Michael Cole and every announcer being like, look, this draft is about protecting what you have as much as it is
Yeah.
adding, which was, I'm like, okay, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like the NXT call-ups were great. I enjoyed everyone that got, the call-ups. I think that might be the other thing is NXT doesn't really feel like they third branded it at all, right? Anyway.
Yeah. In order to make it a real third brand, you have to involve them in the draft, right? And so I don't think that was necessarily the goal, but I think they treated it how NXT is supposed to treat. Like you are a third brand, but you are the JV to varsity. But we still treat you as a highlighted brand, and we consider it an honor for people to get caught up that start off in such a way. The draft, the draft was it was unneeded besides the NXT call-ups. And I think that's what you need to treat. That's what you need to treat Monday Mania, like Raw after Mania for. Like that's what you don't need a draft if you're gonna do that,
Yeah. You know what it felt like? It almost felt like they just handed them the Wikipedia of the list of what we already had on Raw and SmackDown. I'm like, yeah, I already know he's on this brand. So.
Yeah, it definitely didn't. No, yeah, it definitely didn't feel like a real shakeup. It didn't feel like a real separation. There was no big tag teams breaking up. It was more so solidifying these rosters. And this is why I love Pat McAfee, because Pat McAfee was basically like all of us. It was like, wasn't he already on there? It wasn't like, okay, I get protected a bit, but Jesus, that sort of thing. Yeah, man, I thought that, but I thought it was a telltale sign. And I know you said thoughts on the champions, Thomas. I think that was our red flag of, okay, we're not getting too much. We're not getting anything. We're not getting. Yeah, we won't get anything pretty nuts. Which sucks, man. But I also think they're riddled with injuries. And from Rollins to Drew McIntyre to CM Punk, those are big people already out, like big on the men's side.
Yeah.
So I think with the drafting of the women, this is a real time for the women to really shine on the main roster. Look, NXT has the best women roster, hands down. Like they just proved it. They proved it tonight. They keep proving it. Fallon. But yeah, and I can't. I thought it was going to get more of a haul for the women's roster, but hey, let's see what they can do. Drake being drafted.
Oh boy, that is a cross fandoms diss if I've ever heard one. My God.
Drake got drafted to the Shadow Realm. That's where he got drafted
to. We might never hear from him ever again.
No, we are. And that's going to be the worst part. Like, hey, Drake, you just better not say it. You can't say it. You can't say it. Like, it's the level of like, not not diss, but sit down and shut the fuck up. Like that Kendrick gave that man is it's disrespectful. You got to punch Kendrick.
I will also say I'm a sucker for backmasking in songs, and to put that little dig at the beginning backwards was I love that. That was perfect. I'm a sucker for that. But Drake's getting drafted to Rampage.
Listen, again, this is he got drafted to That's right. No, more like ROH, to be honest.
Ooh,
Um, anyways, they got a
anywho.
champion over there that's been champion for what, 500 days or something like that. How long has Athena been champion?
Yeah, she's been champion for over 500 days. I would love for her to be
Yeah,
on television every week, but I guess we can't have
she
everything.
was on television
Um,
1 week. Nah, not when you got a broken neck.
yeah, true. We'll get to that. Don't worry. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
But I mean, I thought I don't want to get too negative about the draft because I think some fun
yeah.
things did come out of it. I will say, people asking for I'm always asking for too much. I will say I had a friend who noticed that the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile got drafted to Raw and
Yeah.
said something very interesting to me. What if all three of them turn heel and they are part of Chad Gable's new Alpha Academy?
So it feels like that's where we're going, right? It feels like we're going to the heel Creed brothers with Chad Gable and creating this monster uh Alpha Academy, right? Like the Alpha Academy pure wrestling faction. The something that Triple H would get his rocks off of, it seems like. He's like, oh, just pure wrestling, just pure body
Yeah.
beef men throwing each other around. Um, I I think that's where we're going. So, but did they get drafted to? Did they stay on Raw? Did Chad Gable and them stay on Raw?
They stayed on Raw, yes.
So yeah,
They
that's exactly where we're
Yeah.
going. I really wish we had a real like they split the people that's been fighting forever.
Yeah.
Besides Pride and Final Testament. Side note, that was that their first times calling them the Pride, like on
Yeah,
national television.
I don't think
They didn't call them that at
so.
WrestleMania.
They didn't. Okay, maybe it is.
Like it was like the Pride. I'm like, all right, I thought that was just an internet thing. Like now
Well,
it's real.
well, I will also say, thankfully, they also split up LWO and Phantasma, so they're not on the same brand
Who
anymore.
what why did they give why did they give Ron Simmons all the names to read out?
I don't know. I don't
For
know,
El
man.
Phantasm, I felt so bad. I felt bad. Like he was just like
Oh,
Carlos. It was
was
yeah. I'm happy they split, but look, now he's back with his daddy. So
Yeah, true. I think else did they split up? Oh, well, I mean, we got confirmation that Vinci is no longer in the
Giovanni Vinci,
no longer in Imperium. So that should
he
be
is drafted to SmackDown.
he was drafted to SmackDown. So that should be interesting to
He's drafted
see. I think I'm like interested to see what they do with some of these guys who
Giovanni.
he was technically kicked out of the group and now he's on a different brand. So what are they going to do with him? Also, Big Breakfast, Baron Corbin on
Yeah, that's what I was
SmackDown,
about to bring up.
baby.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like SmackDown has some, some that kind of gives the people they didn't announce gives me the vibe of okay, this could be the SmackDown Live 2016 vibe.
Yeah.
Like can we get a resurgence of Baron Corbin? Can we get Giovanni Vinci maybe bringing his model character that he was working with at NXT that was making
Oh,
some steam? Um, yeah, like what can we do for these 2 hours on USA? And then going in unless they plan to have a draft before going to Netflix in January.
I
This is a
sincerely
very
hope they
interesting
don't.
Raw roster.
You know what I think what needs to happen, because also another thing we should add is I believe the rosters technically aren't locked yet.
Until
So
after
things can
Saturday.
change. I think when is that? The 6th or something?
Saturday. It's after Backlash.
It's after Backlash. Okay. So, I mean, we
Yeah.
could see something happen then. Also, for someone who doesn't watch the whole show, apparently I see a lot of random stuff. We did get the backstage promo with Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin with the GMs. They get them getting drafted to SmackDown, and him saying, "You owe me," because they're not your problem anymore. You owe me. So could we
Oh
see that
yeah.
"owe" be in some sort of a trade or something like that? I think if they
Well, I don't know. I think
go ahead.
but I was gonna talk about Chelsea Green on NXT. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Chelsea has been
Yeah.
busy this week, but I think if we
Yeah.
treat this a little more like maybe you know what else I would like? Maybe have a trade deadline. Why not? I think that would be fun. Like if we did something like
That'd be
that,
cool.
and then I feel like you don't see because I feel like we're seeing the GMs with each other every week. I don't need to see that.
Mhm.
Like maybe like a month goes by and they show up and they have a meeting, and then you can literally do like breaking news on your social medias. A trade has been brokered for so and so. We don't know the compensation yet. You could do stuff like that. It'd be fun. Or even do like a three
Yeah.
brand trade. NXT gets this person, Raw gets this person, and then SmackDown gets these 3 people or something like that. They could do a lot of cool stuff with it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's why, hopefully they have a shakeup or
Yes.
something like that. Side note, it's a fight going on. I don't
Where?
something just happened in Indiana. I don't know.
The Pacers?
Yeah. Anyway, basketball season's over to me until
I
October
wasn't gonna bring it up.
till Lakers opener. So who cares? So yeah, I think that'll be very interesting if they had a trade deadline. If they were doing something with
Yeah.
something that maybe around don't they do shakeups around like October or something like that? Like are they used to? It used to be like the draft and then it'll be like a shakeup.
Shake up.
And
Yeah.
so that's what I'm saying. I feel like it just needs to be we need something big. That's what I feel like. I don't want to talk about negative too much about the draft, but I just felt like it missed the big whoa.
Yeah,
The
there was no
dope
whoa.
part was the Bianca and Jade going both number 1. I thought that was very interesting and very telling.
Yes.
That's really something. Did Seth Rollins get drafted?
He did get drafted. He got drafted. I can tell you right now. Night 1, round 1, pick 4.
Night 1, round 1, pick 4. Yeah.
SmackDown,
So I just think like we always say those first, like that first round is kind of positioning what the company is looking at. I think Becky Lynch, or not Becky Lynch, but I think Liv Morgan was the first pick on the other side.
She was
on Friday.
Liv Morgan was night 1,
She was the
round
first
2,
women's pick.
4.
Oh, who was the first pick on what? But she was the first women's pick.
Yeah, I think overall. Sorry, this is by Raw and SmackDown, so I'm kind of just like going up and down here.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't tell right off the bat here. No, night 1, round 1, pick 4. She was. It looks like she was. Chat, let us know if we're mistaken.
Yeah,
But I think that's correct.
And all I want to say is that it just proves like, okay, this is where it shows this is where we're going. This is how we want to rate people. This is what we see. And so, Liv Morgan is primed to have a big run. Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair is primed to have a huge run.
I mean, Jey Uso was the first overall pick for Raw.
First overall pick, which I don't know, man. I feel like last night, at first I was thinking we get Johnny Gargano versus
Ciampa?
Somehow we build up to get Johnny versus Logan Paul for the United States champion in Cleveland. That's what I was thinking, but what if it's it's Jey Uso versus Logan Paul, and that's Jey Uso's title, and then that way he has to come to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Like, what if that's his way back? You know, for SummerSlam, I think that's a big win with that setup, because they don't usually. We see now that there's no they don't waste setup time. It's like if something is said is meant to be set up for something in the future, and the Jey Uso and Logan Paul thing just felt very like,
Yeah.
huh. Okay, are we leaving the, are we breadcrumbing this? So I'll be interested. And that'll be a great first title for singles title for Jey Uso to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're talking about everything is set up for a reason. I'm sure either you caught it live or maybe you caught it on a replay. But Liv Morgan came out of the same room that Dominic Mysterio came out of in the background during a segment.
Yes. During the Jey Uso interview.
Yeah. So again, I will say the draft was kind of but SmackDown and Raw, easy watches. Like that one video I said, just easy to watch, just a fun time. I will, dude, that Gunther Xavier Woods match was great. That was so good. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it with the towel. Throws the towel into the crowd. And then
Xavier, are you okay? We need to send it. We need to check up on Xavier Woods. Yeah, to make sure his chest hasn't collapsed. Man, Xavier puts on bangers.
Yeah,
like he really does, and I think it gets overshadowed with the whole New Day thing.
It does.
I did see something interesting though. I have to ask you.
Oh,
I just hate saying it. God, I hate saying this. I'm glad Matthew isn't in this damn chat.
He could be. He's just waiting for you.
I know. Do you think that Kofi Kingston potentially throwing the towel in and then throwing away is going to lead to something else?
No, I don't think so. You think what? Like Xavier will throw it in for him?
Yeah.
And then they'll break up, and Matthew,
because they rarely do the towel thing, and it doesn't pay off in some way. Like rarely. They can hear me quitting.
Hey Flobo, how about that DJ Stewart bomb, my guy? Holy treading water. So you think they might break up I don't know. I mean, we are saying everything they do.
Hey, you know what I say. What I say. This guy, 2 thumbs. This photo on the back of me, right over my right side. Big black pancake man. DJ Stewart game. Is that the sport formerly known as basketball you guys are talking about?
No, we're talking about the sport always known as baseball.
So I don't know the sport formerly known as basketball. I don't know what that is. What is that? So
it's fine.
I know baseball. Home run.
Yeah. Home run. No, I don't know. And also it's kind of like maybe we're kind of past that point. Or maybe something does happen, and instead of like a feud, it's like I got to take some time away from this, and then one of them gets traded to the other brand.
No.
You would rather them fight it out?
No, I'd rather that not to happen at all. I'd rather it not to happen. No. This is no wedge driving over here. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods will not fight unless it's for the last round of the King of the Ring. Okay,
That's what I was going to
that's
say.
it.
I was just thinking that. So if it comes to that again,
Only thing I
and
want.
Kofi could throw in the towel, but I don't want to. I don't think Kofi. I don't want to see Kofi as a heel
I
again.
mean, I like Kofi as a heel though. Yeah, is annoying. He is annoying. It's great.
I mean, why?
It's like,
Why not? Anything is possible.
I think they both should turn heel, honestly. But I think
That would be.
I just think New Day should figure out a different position at Target cursor.
We're everywhere.
I think New Day is in an interesting position where they have to shift something up. Like they have to get a new coat of paint. And I don't know if that's like they already went back to NXT, right? So
Yeah, we already did
they
that.
already tried that. So then what's next? What do we do here? And I'm interested to see maybe with this draft, King of the Ring, maybe we go for some single stuff. But it'd be interesting if they had a new approach on a bad guy side for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I don't know if I necessarily. I like the New Day how it is. I like New Day. I just like New Day. I mean, if anything, it should have been Gunther that just chopped him.
Yo, that shit will be hilarious if he just stops him and he's like, "You're making me crazy, man," and then the shit just goes.
Ugh.
Oh, that shit would be great. Oh, I need it. I need it.
Any other thoughts on the draft? I mean, I was excited to see Dijak get picked, which I guess predicted
You called.
last week.
I would have never thought it, but you called it. Kiana James. I've raved about her before. A great pick. We talked about Blair Davenport.
Yes, we did.
Like that, and I was like, yo, it's gonna be that's a good pick. And I think on SmackDown, giving someone that Bailey has to go through as well, I think that's gonna be very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, though, it's just like where does she fit? And meaning like I hope she's able to find a quote unquote character. Yeah, Lyra was weird to me.
Well, I
don't see where Lyra fits at.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we got to see what she's going to do on SmackDown, but I feel like a lot of the NXT people, it's literally just like you've done everything you can here for the most part. And now you're on your way. Like it's like what was Lyra is she going to hang around and wait for the North American title, or what was she going to do? So I think it's nice that they brought her up.
I'm not going to disagree. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. They make more money. You make more money on Raw SmackDown, so it's a promotion. Damn it. I would ask, and not to diminish anyone, but would you rather have Roxy or would you rather have Blair? I mean, Roxy, or would you rather have Lyra? Because I feel like that they both fit that same quote unquote spot.
I would rather have
if I'm choosing, exactly,
because I think that's like, exactly I didn't know if Roxy could be like a good heel, and I feel like she's good. So she can do both, and I feel like Lyra probably could too, but I've seen more of it from Roxy, so that's
exactly where I was going.
And I feel like this is a good point, like at least because I feel like the first title run ended not well.
Ooh. Lobo
says
coming in with the hot takes.
that's fine.
You know
I don't
what,
know
Flo?
if it's a hot take. I mean, it's just a
Yeah,
take.
you know what? This is why I say it's a hot take, because if it was like the first week when she first turned, like first second, I will agree with you. But what I just saw with the little stuff she did with Ava and Chelsea Green, like she's starting to come into her own. Reminds me a lot of AJ Lee, but it started coming to her own healedness, and I'm for it. You know, I think this was the last thing for her to work on. It's like, okay, let me work on this persona, this side, and let the women's division chase me with this title to help build up the women's division before I leave. Yeah, because she's little. And I think sorry, I just read
Oh, my
a
bad. I
FOMO.
got it.
No worries. Yeah, like she is scrounging like a CW villain, but I think that's her, right? Like I think that's her vibe, and I think when Cora J comes back, they could reunite Team 2001 and have this bad girl run for a minute, and then they could break off, and Cora Jade could be hopefully catapulted to the top, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah,
hopefully.
I hear what you're saying, but I think little Roxy, right? Like her scrounging like that is that's the point. It's like the little baby pit bull, you know, like the little like type of thing. Um, but I feel you. I feel that.
All right.
Speaking of NXT, Lola Vice won. Shout out to Lola.
No. Yeah, I
Shout out
think
to
that was
Lola Vice.
one of our first comments. There you go.
Yeah. Shout out to Lola Vice. Lola Vice is the truth. That's another one that could be on the main roster right now. After that, it's like, yeah, if this is what you want to do, you build a faction with Shayna Baszler, Lola Vice, you could build a real MMA professional wrestling faction. Yes. Oh my God. Please, bully. Where is Wendy? She's still injured.
No, Wendy Chu returns
Don't
at
give me.
NXT Level Up taping today. So she's literally back today.
Let me. No one. Nope. No one is sleeping on Miss Parker. Do you hear me? You hear me, Garcia? You hear me? No one. No one is sleep. If they are sleeping, they sleeping on it. On her. But they're not sleeping on her. I'll tell you that much. Wide awake.
I thought they were going to have
Wide.
Tingle's favorite win for 80% of that match. Is this NXT reference? What is this in reference to? Because I didn't watch NXT, if that's what the reference. It's going right over my head.
Lola Vice wrestled who should not be named in the main event of NXT for for
right, the NXT
Underground.
Underground match. No, that was me. My dogs are like, "What was that noise?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was me being sarcastic. Sorry."
Somebody mentioned she who should not be named.
Anyway, let's move on to lighter subjects. The assault of the owner of All Elite Wrestling by a group of upstanding gentlemen known as the Elite. So for those that don't know, last week AEW Elite rolls up with Jack Perry in tow. We go into Tony Khan's office. We come out. We haven't reinstated him yet, but at the end of the night, we're going to have Tony Khan in the middle of the ring with Jack Perry. Jack comes out to a pretty good reaction. And he says, bygones, whatever. And this is a great recap. Join me for my recap tomorrow night after the show. Anyway, and then we shake on it. So Jack Perry is reinstated. And then we get the funniest gut shot with a microphone I think we'll ever see. Tony Khan goes down for the count. The rest of the elite come out. And we give Tony Khan the Tony Khan driver, which I believe is irony. And Tony Khan is dead. R.I.P. All the referees come out to check on him, and then I guess no wrestler was sitting at a monitor because they come out to the aid of Tony Khan minutes after the fact. Tony Khan, there he is. My goodness, there stands the new and improved elite. And Tony Khan's dad came out, and we all said, my God, if this man does not show up to the NFL draft in a neck brace, we'll be even madder than we are at him already. And lo and behold, there he is in his neck brace. Now, Neeson, we're going to
looking
stop.
a whole nother way.
We're going to stop there. And I want to know how you felt about the ending of last week's AEW Dynamite. Oh my God, he loved it. I can tell.
I felt like it was okay. I have a hard time with certain things that AEW sticking to me. I was so disappointed in how they treated Swerve and just in our conversation.
We could talk about
the week before, but I think that led to how I felt about the end. Cause like, okay, so you just did this to put yourself like in a storyline rather than you're quote unquote first black champion, blah, 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 finally being like all these things. And then you just have them wrestle a meaningless match and you have them on your Saturday show for your, like, it's so confusing. And so it was hard for me to take that in. I literally just laughed. I was like, ha, here we go. This is the most AEW thing that can happen. Like, because you want to get heat for your top stars, that you're gonna have them attack you. Like, this is where we're going. You're getting sympathy off you. So I just thought the execution was poor. Or I thought the setup was poor in the position at the end. The execution, I mean, of course, look, like, Young Bucks get their flack all they want, man, but they go full Bucks when they go full Bucks, right? Do. Like, yeah. they're all in to this EVP thing. I like Okada standing next to them. I like Okada standing next to them if I didn't know who Okada was before he came to AEW.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
No, I get it. Because
I keep thinking Rainmaker Okada, one of the biggest stars in the last 10 years, you know, all the things. And then I'm looking at him like, Okada, part of the elite, like this tall guy that looks damn good in the suit, part of the elite, the new evolution.
I will say,
man,
no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just think, the elite are my baby faces. I think it could be something good. I think it could help Jungle Boy, Jack Perry,
Jungle Man,
a lot. Jungle Man.
He became a Jungle Man on Wednesday.
Yeah, but it just gets muddled, man. You know, it all that's the thing with AEW. Something happens and I'm like, huh. And then right after it's like do all these things happen to like push my excitement down.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I just want to address everyone talking about the Swerve stuff. Earlier, when I said it felt
Mhm,
like during the draft, we went out and handed
mhm,
the people who were doing the draft just the rosters from Wikipedia and they just read them. This
mhm.
feels like some PA was carrying the script for Wednesday and the script for Friday, and they bumped into someone and they flew and they just put them together and gave them back. Swerve should have opened the show cutting a promo, not
Yep.
wrestling a match that doesn't matter. And furthermore, we should stop having these title eliminator matches because they don't do anything for anyone unless you're going to have the person that it wants the title match win the match. And we haven't had that,
Yeah.
I think, ever. So they're just meaningless matches. So
Right.
that's my point for Swerve. Main event or whatever you want to call it. I was fine with it. I just I don't I think we can all agree Tony Khan should not be an on air every week live with a microphone uh uh talent. I don't want to see that. I appreciate what he has done. He's given wrestlers another place to work. I know everybody doesn't enjoy AEW all the time. I enjoy it for the most part. But I'm also very critical of stuff they do. So I appreciate that. I don't he cannot be an on air every week. It's just going to be not great TV or it'll be amazing TV. I don't know. But that's just my opinion. Who should be the GM of AEW? Well, I don't know. I don't even know if I have the um capacity to think about that right now. It might end up being Kenny Omega.
Righteous Reg.
What?
Righteous Reg.
Oh. Okay.
That should be the GM of AEW.
Because I don't think I know Omega's coming back on Wednesday, but I don't think he's ready to go. So maybe he
Yeah,
plays
that would be an interesting spot because he could play even kill on the Elite and Tony situation, and then he could play even kill on a Jack Perry situation, and like he could just be the voice. Anyone from Five. Yeah, Dylan got it. Yeah. Yeah, I do think Kenny Omega would be the best bet, and you get him back on TV. Brandon Cutler for AEW GM.
So I mean, I don't know. Like, if that's the route they're gonna go, I can't see Tony Khan on television every week, live with a microphone. We can't do that. I mean, also notice he didn't say anything.
Why? You know what, Tony Khan? Live on the microphone. We love professional wrestling. Professional wrestling is great. Tony Khan is just passionate about professional wrestling. We can like him on the microphone. It'll be great. You're having a good time,
no,
people?
This is
You're having
the
a good
way.
time. We got a great time. We got to talk about the show.
With the phone, this is the way. This is the way. With this translations phone.
Shibata being a GM would be really great on the AEW television. It'll bring a lot of people to watch, a lot of eyes, and WWE is the Harvey Weinsteins.
Yeah, so I mean that's I guess the other point that I wanted to get to. So NFL was covering the hell out of this. It was mentioned on I think every NFL like oh boy. I think
It's just in the back. And he's like, something's happening. Oh my god, what is going on?
I think Lauren has gotten home. Hey.
This is McLaurin's. You gotta hold, guys. You gotta hold on. You know, we got a lot of professional wrestling talk. We gotta do a lot of talk about professional wrestling. Pico's just trying to get his dogs together. Hold on. We gotta do it a lot right now.
Come here. Oh my God. Anyway, Tony Khan showed up on, I believe it was NFL Draft Kickoff Live. And it went pretty well up until a point. I was like, this is going pretty well. Like they're playing along with it. He's answering questions, and then oh, that's what I forgot to do for the show. I was gonna write down a bunch of other things that made no sense to compare to the other thing that Tony Khan might have gone with. In that you know, we're like the Tillamook cheese of professional wrestling, and WWE is the John Wayne Gacy. What? Like so that was when he said what he said, saying we're the Pepsi, and you go, oh, and he's going to say they're the Coke. No, that is not what he said. He compared them to, I like RC Cola Flobo. You can get, where can you get RC Cola? Is that at the DQ?
Soda. In the 1992 Time Machine.
No, you can still get it. It's around.
It's probably still from 1992.
Wow. I'm finding out a lot about a lot of people. Anyway, I was like, okay, like you did as good as you could up until a point, and now it's just like, oh boy, like really. Man. Terrible. So I guess we'll see where this goes. I just like you know what a new segment should be on this show. Weeks without someone from AEW saying something about WWE. I guarantee we would have to reset the counter every week.
Flobo, if you're around for the last 10 minutes, I will send you a link and you could definitely hop in. AW being Pepsi, and the instant that what I instantly shook my head and said, yeah, you are Pepsi. You're the Kendall Jenner to Pepsi right now. You're handing the rioters in the middle of a race riot Pepsi for peace. That is you, AW. That's what that was in that moment.
Agree.
I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. And then you go and like try to. I never get why you can't just let your product be your product. Why can't you just talk about your product? I don't get that. Like you have to say you have the NFL, the biggest night. They did 12 million and 12.1 million in ratings. They're talking about you on a network. They're talking about, you got Pat McAfee talking about you on ESPN Plus and YouTube. You got the ESPN feed talking about you. And the thing that you say and do, it doesn't even, like, it just takes away from your actual product. And everybody's like, why is WWE the Weinsteins? Like, yeah, you're gonna talk about, you know, Vince McMahon or whatever, and blah blah blah. Cool, got that. But they're also the hottest wrestling promotion on planet Earth right now. And so all you're doing is shuttling people that way. You're not throwing people off like they're the Weinstein, because the minute they be like, what? Oh, he's gone. Oh, everybody. So it's just them now. Oh, this is actually a pretty good product. Oh,
you know, I think you're right.
Get
I think AEW is the Pepsi of Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, they're not good. I mean, who would associate themselves with
Oh, here you
Pepsi?
go.
You know, so much so that they would I don't know, put a tattoo on their arm. Good night,
The man
everybody.
didn't do. The man didn't do anything to you. He did nothing. He's been
No, he's fine.
unproblematic.
Listen, we're back. We're back even keel. I thought the CM poop sign was very funny, and then he thought it was
It was
hilarious.
great.
Then he went and signed it, and I went, "That's cool. I like that. Do more of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Do more of that,
I
Bill."
look, man.
Sorry,
I
Punk. We're back
think
to Punk. That's where we're at right now.
I think he's the old. I think he's the older gentleman that has learned, and I think he's all the things that he says he is. Right, like he's learned, he's grown, he's time, but also he likes a job that has structure built. He likes a job that he doesn't have to worry about X, Y, Z.
Right.
And I think that's what WWE provides him because there's so many other people worrying about doing other things, like all the other things where he could just show up to work.
Yeah, I agree. I think listen, also this kind of segues into congrats to Drew McIntyre for re-signing with WWE. I think that's
Oh
great.
yeah.
I really enjoyed that video that was put out where he was delivered the sword. Looks like The Rock made it happen, or at least had a part in it. There you go.
He promised him a Claymore.
I love it. I think that's really cool. So good for him. I'm glad that he's not going anywhere. I'm glad we get to see what he and Punk can do. And then yeah.
Did we ever think he was actually going somewhere though?
Honestly, the only play I don't like no, I didn't think like Drew Galloway was gonna show up in AEW.
Guys got to
If
New
you,
Japan.
or you know, go back home or you know, somewhere else, but I feel like he's like in it right now. Like he
Yeah.
can be that guy. So for him to be like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go back overseas, that would be a disservice to him.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he is he's sticking around.
Me too. Good
Because
old Galloway.
I love this McIntyre right now. He's great.
Me too.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say about the AEW thing. No, I mean it was a thing that happened. And I guess we'll just take it. At least it's kind of like, okay, now what? It's
Yeah.
like
It gave
but
it,
it's also like this is this is either you either liked it or you hated it. But at least we're at a
yeah.
okay, well now what?
Yeah. I think now what is the that's what I like about it. And also that's what I hated because it took away the now what with all the antics, you know, from the interview to, you know, the
Yeah,
swerve thing. Like it's like I don't like I want to feel like it's still now what, but now I'm just like, all right, I guess I catch the highlights or some shit. Like
yeah,
until it draws me back in, you know? And that's the thing is like it's not that they're not trying, is that they keep getting in their own way with actually letting things develop and being great.
yeah. I just really hope, and I watched some of the presser from the pay per view, and somebody asked
Mhm.
Osprey about what he said, and he was like, you know, they punched, I punched back, and I'm done with it. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm over it. I want to concentrate on this. And I sincerely hope, well, not everyone listened to it, but I sincerely hope a lot of people on that side listen to that and just carry on.
I mean like the guy that was probably next to him when he said that?
Yeah, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, of course not.
so he felt they did, so he punched. Honestly, I'm not like he was part of it. It was
Yeah.
like you can go like, did they? Yes, they didn't say Will Ospreay doesn't want to grind, but it was in context with signings. So listen,
You cast a wide net, you know. Somebody's gonna get caught in it. So
yeah, yeah,
he could have not said anything, and people
true.
wouldn't even in second guessed it or blinked it, you know. So who knows, man? Who knows?
Anywho, you got anything else? Anything else you're looking forward to this week? I'm gonna be 41 on Saturday.
Uh, Day of Backlash. Let's go. Um, no, man, I'm not looking forward to. That sounds weird. Not looking forward to anything. Just enjoying a ride. I'm interested. I'll be interested to see if Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair could pull it off on Saturday. Hope you party like you're saying, man.
Yo,
Sleep.
guys, Dark Side of the Ring tonight. Sandman. As soon as I'm off of here, I'm turning
Oh,
that on,
that's
dude.
that, man.
Holy. Yeah,
Oh
41 for
yeah,
the
yeah. I'm
voice.
gonna be up until X-Men. Until X-Men 97 comes on. So
Let's
yeah,
go.
guys. Hopefully you follow on the showrunner. He's been given like episodes to watch, to lead up and to prep for this. And yeah, Bastion is a devilish man.
Yeah,
Art
man.
Sentinel
Gonna
Flash
be very interesting.
humanoid.
It's a 4-part finale, right?
3-part.
3 parts. Love it.
Boom, 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 boom,
And we
boom,
got
boom, boom.
and
And
then
it's 2 seasons already, so it's
ooh,
going into the next season. Yeah.
and Neeson, how many weeks? 1,
What's up?
2. 2 weeks till
1,
Doctor
2.
Who, my guy.
Yeah, I gotta go by Disneyland. I got a tour to what's it called?
What's that?
Tourist to tour
The TARDIS.
Titus Turret TARDIS. They got a TARDIS at Disneyland. So
I
with
know.
my
I
key
saw that
holder
pop up
pass
today,
now,
and
I
I was
gotta
like,
go do that.
"Oh, I want to go!" Crazy times, crazy times.
Yeah,
But
yeah. The
where can everybody?
mouse knows what it's doing.
The mouse absolutely knows what it's doing. Where can everyone find you on the interwebs?
At Stay Fly Life on the Instagrams, on the Twitters, on the TikToks. And even in my sleeps.
You know, it's wild. We
What
were just
about you,
talking
sir?
about the TARDIS. My sister
Yeah,
literally just sent me this.
gotta
It's
go
the
see it.
picture
But
from.
it's so you don't. Yeah, but it's downtown Disney pretty much, so you don't have to
Yeah,
buy a ticket to go.
yeah, true. I don't know. Maybe we'll head down there. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, a great birthday thing, you know. What are you gonna do for your
I don't
birthday?
even.
Huh?
I have no idea, dude. I don't know. I literally don't know. And honestly, you'd be one of the first people to know if I knew what I was doing. But I haven't I haven't done anything for my birthday since before before pandemic.
Damn,
Yeah, and then last year
guys.
was like the only thing.
Oh, you went to the burger spot, right, or something like that?
Oh, I went. Yeah, we went to Grill 'Em All, which is now in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, you
Guys,
can
make
find
sure where can they find you so to wish you happy birthday and
JP
to
Thrice.
like send you voice notes.
JP Thrice on Instagram and Twitter. My phone number. No, I'm just kidding. We're not giving out. That'd be terrible. Yeah, that's it for us, guys. Everybody have a good rest of your week. Don't let wrestling stress you out. It's just a fun thing to watch.
Yeah.
Don't let CM Punk stress you out. He's just guy trying to do his thing. I don't know. Tune in
Guy
next
trying
week
to
to
do
see
his
what the
thing.
thumbnail is because Dylan has been killing it with those. My God. Good stuff as always. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out that hashtagshow.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we'll see you guys next week.
Don't forget to send Pingo voice notes saying